right, today we're going to pull back the curtain on something that pretty much powers our entire digital world, but, it sounds way more complicated than it actually is. We are talking about SQL's secret superpowers, 5 incredibly simple tools that let you make sense of huge amounts of data in a blink. So to make this super clear, let's start with something you probably use every single day. Just think about your favorite music playlist, on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you listen. It is packed with songs you absolutely love, but what secrets is it hiding? What kind of story could it tell you if you just knew the right questions to ask? I mean, if your playlist is anything like mine, it's huge. We're talking hundreds, maybe even thousands of songs. It's just this endless scroll of titles and artists. And sure, you love the music, but do you really know the playlist itself? It's that feeling, right? Having all this information right in front of you, but no real summary. That's the exact problem we're going to solve today. And the solution? Well, I like to call them the 5 data superpowers. You can just think of them as like an instant stats button for your playlist, or really for any data you can imagine. Now, in the technical world, these are called aggregate functions, but we're going to stick with superpowers. It's way cooler. So what are they, really? Well, at their core, they're just special commands. They scan a whole big list of stuff, do one quick calculation, and then hand you back one single, simple summary answer. They take the entire mess of a long list and just boil it down to one useful number. Okay, so let's meet the team. Here are the 5 main superpowers we're going to unlock today. You've got count, sum, AVG, which is short for average, max, and min. Each one answers a different, very specific question about your data. Let's get to know them. First up, we have the most basic, most fundamental question you can ask about any list. Just how many things are actually in it? This is where we bring in the power of count. And yeah, count is exactly what it sounds like. It's our first and, honestly, our simplest superpower. It doesn't care what the songs are, who sings them, or how long they are. It literally just gives you a total head count. That's it. So let's just look at a tiny little sample from our playlist. Okay, we've got 6 tracks listed right here. What the count function does is it just scans right down this entire list of rows, and boom, it gives you back one single summary number, 6. In this case, our playlist has 6 songs. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's instant. Okay, so now let's build on that. Next up, we've got 2 superpowers that are kind of a team, sum and average. These 2 are all about understanding columns that have numbers in them, like, say, the length of a song. So to use them, we need some numbers to play with. Let's add the length of each song, in seconds, to our little table. And as you can see, we've got a pretty big range here. Everything from a tiny 30-second intro to a massive 10-minute epic. Now, this is super important. Sum and AVG tell 2 very different but equally valuable stories. Sum adds everything up to give you that grand total. It answers the question, how long would it take to listen to this entire playlist from start to finish? AVG, on the other hand, finds the typical value. It answers, so how long is an average song on this list? So if we use sum on our length column, it adds up all those seconds, and it tells us the total runtime is 1,480 seconds, which, by the way, is a little over 24 minutes to listen to everything. But if we use AVG, we get a totally different number, 247 seconds. That's just over 4 minutes. This is the average or the typical song length. See how that one really long 10-minute epic pulls the average up but doesn't completely break it? That right there is the power of AVG. All right, our last 2 superpowers also come as a pair, and they are all about finding the outliers. The record setters, the extremes. Let's meet max and min. Max and min are incredibly direct. I mean, you can think of them as finding the bookends of your data. They scan a list of numbers, and they instantly pinpoint the single highest value, that's max, for maximum, and the single lowest value, that's min, for minimum. So if we use max on our playlist's length column, it instantly finds the champion, the longest track of them all. And no surprise here, it is 10-minute epic, clocking in at a whopping 600 seconds. And then, on the flip side, using min finds the shortest track just as fast. It's our short intro at only 30 seconds. Now just imagine, in a list with thousands of songs, max and min would find these for you in less than a second. It's incredible. Okay,
So, we've had some fun with our playlist, which is great, but here's the crucial point. Why does any of this actually matter in the real world?
It matters because these 5 simple functions are the fundamental building blocks for how we understand pretty much all digital information. They are used constantly, all the time, behind the scenes, to make sense of the absolute tidal wave of data that gets created every single day. No, really, just think about it. That little number of likes on an Instagram post, that's just count. A store calculating its total sales for the entire day, that's SUM. A gamer's average kill/death ratio, pure AVG. That high score leaderboard in your favorite video game, that is powered by Max. And when a shopping site shows you the lowest price for a product, yep, that's Min doing its job. I love thinking about it this way. All the data in the world is really just a massive collection of individual stories. These 5 superpowers, these aggregate functions, they're how you find the headlines. They give you the summary, the big picture, the main takeaway, instantly. So now you have the tools. You understand the 5 fundamental ways to summarize any set of data you come across. So the only question left is, what story is your data? Your gaming history, your photo library, your school grades? What story is it just waiting to tell you?